Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, I'm going to be showing off some really fun primary-focused gameplay centering around the usage of the Mantle of Battle Harmony exotic chest piece for Warlocks. You know, I posted a little clip of, I think it was 8 kills back-to-back with the Battle Harmony buff as a short, a YouTube short here on the channel, and I was really surprised by a number of comments I saw where people were saying, you know, this perk doesn't work in PvP. I'm like, bro, look at the screen. The buff text is on the screen and the damage numbers are amped up, right? They changed the Battle Harmony to work in PvP way back in Season of the Chosen, so it's been a thing for a while now. And people just choose not to use it because it sacrifices your super, right? It has a heavy cost. But then I read other comments where some are saying even if the perk works in PvP, it's still not worth using over other exotics. And I gotta say, I feel like the spirit of gaming is lost on many people. So many people go out there into sixes and pubs and they ask, you know, what is the absolute best of the best of the best in every category that I can put on, right? What's the best kinetic? What's the best energy weapon? What's the best heavy, the best subclass, the best exotic armor, you know? And I don't game like that. I hope that's obvious by now. I don't game like that. I haven't gamed like that in a long time. And my channel really is built up around kind of spinning the question, asking what's the way we can enjoy this game the most? What's the most mileage we can get out of this experience? I game for fun and personal challenges. And guess what? Even though it wasn't a chaperone and a palindrome with shatter dive, I was still able to drop 6 We Ran Out of Medals in a single sitting without using any special weapons and without dropping a single super kill in those particular kill streaks. And you'll see footage from those 6 We Rans sprinkled into this gameplay. So I can't get behind a comment that says it's not worth running. When you look at the results, when you look at the gameplay, when you look at what we are able to accomplish with a build like this, when we apply ourselves to it, it really is an exceptional way to play. And the last comment that blew my mind was the comment that read, "This would never work in trials, bad build." And I gotta say, you guys, I do not understand all this emphasis on using trials as the ultimate litmus test for whether or not a build is good. I'm gonna level with you. People stopped caring about trials a long time ago. It is a freaking wasteland. And I personally don't give a flying frack if a build is good in trials or not. The overwhelming majority of players are just queuing up 6s and having fun. And this build is friggin' nasty in 6s. Trials is an elimination game mode with really sweaty lobbies. There are a very select few number of builds that would be effective in that kind of environment just because of the nature of how the game plays. Crowd control is off the table, right? Most crowd control builds are going to suck in an elimination style game mode. So just sideline all of that. Just peep these multi-kills though, and the combination of amping up my damage with the primary and regenerating my health simultaneously. This gameplay you're watching focuses on the usage of the Void Pulse Rifle called the Last Perdition. And you may check your vault, you may have one that is sunset, you may have some that aren't sunset. This is one of those guns that, frankly, I think they handled very poorly because it was in the world drop loot pool for a really long time. And during that time, some of them hit the cutoff for being sunset and some of them did not, right? If you got it after arrivals, it's probably not sunset. If you got it before arrivals, it's sunset. And so, unfortunately, my favorite roll that I've ever had on a Last Perdition is from before arrivals, so it's sunset now. And even though the gun kept dropping after that point, I have to re-farm for the exact same roll and start my kill count grind all over again if I want to take it into endgame PvP content. So I think it's really stupid that some of these guns bridge that gap that can be both sunset or not sunset depending on when you had it drop. And I hate this idea of having to re-grind for something I already grinded for to get my perfect roll. I hate that idea. And frankly, I think that these guns that are kind of caught in that gap, they need to be exempt from sunsetting. Otherwise, they cheapen the value of a god roll and they cheapen the value of farming. So, a little bit sidetracked, but anyways, this particular one is an absolute laser beam. It has Zen Moment, Firmly Planted, steady rounds and the slow 21 post sight and a reload masterwork. I love it. I've got over 3,000 kills on this particular one now. The kinetic weapon is the Traveler's Chosen for when people get too close. And I'm using Devour, obviously with the Mantle of Battle Harmony. So this thing will give you super energy faster, the Battle Harmony, the Mantle of Battle Harmony that is. It'll give you super energy faster if you get kills with weapons matching the element type of your subclass. So that includes your energy weapon and it includes your heavy weapon. And once your super is cooled down, it's going to give you a 3-second damage buff equal to the high energy fire buff every time you get a kill with a weapon matching your subclass element. So it's like, that's the on switch. That's how you turn on the buff, is by getting a final blow with a weapon matching your subclass element type. And then you've got that 3 seconds of the buff. So it's really good for multi-kills. It's a multi-kill machine when coupling with Devour, especially, because you can endlessly chain that buff too. Every time you get a kill, you refresh that buff. And then with Devour, obviously, you're getting your health back on every single kill. And there's so many kill streaks in this gameplay. I've got a ton of gameplay here. There's so many kill streaks where I have these multi-kills where my health is just getting refreshed kill after kill after kill, and it's helping me get some of these triple kills, these quad kills, and then that one streak on Cauldron, which was really clean, that I posted with 8 kills back to back. I lead with the rocket. By the way, heavy does queue up that buff, so you can hit with the heavy and then switch to the primary. There's actually several instances in this gameplay where I do exactly that. I lead into an engagement with the rocket. The rocket, by the way, is the Braytech Osprey. It is my favorite legendary rocket launcher in the game. It is very sunset by now, but I rarely take it off in PvP unless I'm using the Deathbringer. But anyways, it's Void, just like my subclass. So I'll go into an engagement, I'll lead with the rocket, get a kill or two with the rocket, switch to the pulse rifle, and the absorption cells buff is still active. It's still active. So yeah, I hold on to my super since Nova Bomb sucks, and I leverage the crowd control strengths of the Battle Harmony. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So it ends up being a super fun weapon focused playstyle. You know, you just sideline your super, you sideline your grenades, and you focus on lining up enemies with your primary and dropping them in groups. I highly recommend trying this out. The buff does stack with Rampage as well, so last time I highlighted this exotic, I used a Rampage Brass Attacks, and I got a Brass Attacks with okay, so you could stack a bunch of stuff. You're welcome to revisit that video if you want. It's called I'm never casting my super again, I think is what it's called. But with the Rampage Brass Attacks, I'm stacking Rampage with the absorption cells with Surprise Attack, the Charge with Light mod for sidearms. And when I stack those things, I'm actually able to get the Brass Attacks up to doing 66 damage or more. I think I could got it more. I got it up to 80 with one time by doing like 2 stacks of Rampage plus all that. So you're basically able to drop people in 3 bullets with a sidearm that shoots in a 2-round burst. 3 bullets is absolutely bonkers. So last time I highlighted the Battle Harmony, that's what we were using. That gameplay is actually a lot of fun. If you're interested in checking that out, feel free to do so. This time I focused on controlling the pace of the match with a pulse rifle and protecting zones and popular avenues in and out of mid-map, and I loved it. This also pairs really well with a grid skipper too, and we popped off with that combo on stream today as well. So let me again encourage you to start broadening your horizons. You know, Destiny is such a cool game because of all the crazy combinations and interesting builds that you can piece together. People who lean on the meta all day, every day, are the most forgettable players that I encounter. And that's not an insult. I understand it, and I don't shame them for it. But I hope you all also take the time to experience the full package of what Destiny has to offer. It's a great game, but it's also a canvas to express your creativity on. So get to it, you know? Become legend is the slogan, right? Instead of fading into obscurity. So thanks so much for watching the video, and thanks especially to all of you who stopped by the stream today. It was such a fun stream, and so many of you turned out to watch and interact, and I had an absolute blast. Now that I'm done with Facebook, I'm looking forward to streaming more. Feel free to hit the sub button and the bell to know when I go live, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member and getting access to our unique stickers. Just a reminder, I've had this question so many times. Why are you done with Facebook? Why are you done with Facebook? So I just wrapped up my 2 years of I had 2 contracted years of work for Facebook Gaming, and we are done with that now. So there's no new contract. So I don't stream for free, right? So once that's done, it's done. And we came to the end of that, so now we're moving on. And the next chapter of our live content is most likely going to be here on YouTube, but we'll see. We could do Twitch as well. I'm not sure where we'll land, but so far the live streaming here on YouTube has been fantastic. So thank you so much. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.